Hey, what's happening? It's G Perico. Check me out on the Bootleg Kev Podcast. Enterprise Click, baby.
All right, man. Bootleg Kev Podcast special guest, the guy G Perico is in here, man. Welcome.
What's happening, man?
We've been trying to do this for a while, man. I'm glad to finally get you up here, bro.
Yeah, man.
It was a rough morning. My fucking car got towed, and yeah, we're here.
I know, my other car wouldn't start this. I was gonna drive my low key.
I was gonna say if it wouldn't start, but was it old school?
Nah, it's a 2020.
Oh, okay.
I hadn't drove it in like 8 months, and then I drove it the other day, and I had to get it jumped, and then this morning it didn't start again. I'm like, fuck.
Well, look, you're here, man. Welcome. And first of all, you've had an interesting journey in this music shit, right? So, like, originally, I remember, when you were starting to buzz, you tapped in with Fuzz over at Priority.
Yeah.
The Priority thing didn't work out at all. I'm not saying it didn't work out for you.
Priority build they shit, it like went left.
Right.
But it helped me a lot, though.
Right. Like, they did good with you, but I just think, like, obviously, Priority didn't last.
Yeah, Priority didn't. That shit was around for like maybe a year.
Right. Then you end up with Roc Nation.
Yeah.
Which was, I feel like Roc Nation is an interesting company because it's so great at so many things, but I'm not sure the label side fits LA artist.
Right.
How was your experience? Because it was about 2 years you were there?
Yeah, 2 years. Yeah.
How was the 2 years over there?
I mean, the way I look at it, like, outside of the label, because the label was musical chairs. Like, they was trying to figure it out.
They went through so many employees.
Yeah.
I remember it felt like every 9 months there was like everyone at Roc Nation got fired and they hired a bunch. It was crazy.
Yeah, sooner than that, I went through a few different project managers, and so they was trying to figure that out. But like my whole thing, like I learned so much being able to be over there because I get to sit in the office with Jay Brown, and I get to sit with Emery every day with Emery though.
Right.
Calls every morning. I just talked to him this morning. And that's a $1 billion circle. How often do you get to hang around a $1 billion circle? So I'm like a fly on the wall soaking up game. And like that part of the situation was priceless.
Amazing,
you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So it was great for me.
For you, getting off Roc Nation and deciding to go with Empire, going the independent route, what was the deciding point for you? And were you like, did you ask to get off the label? Like, how did that happen?
Yeah, so I mean, naturally, I'm an independent dude. You know what I'm saying?
That's how you got here.
I don't like having to basically ask for permission to do anything. Like, you know what I mean? Because like this is art, and it's no specific way that you do shit. When you get with a label, you stuck in this box. I call it the chain of command, that you got to go through this, and then they got to understand your idea, and then you got to go through this.
It's a lot.
It's too much. You know what I'm saying? So I never really wanted to sign a record deal in the first place. You know what I mean? So, as time went on, it was just, time for me to jet. I asked to go, and they real true players. You know what I'm saying? They let me go. Like, I was out. I requested to go, and I was out in a week. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I think like the type of shit you make, bro, is like, it's like you being independent makes the most sense.
Exactly.
You stacking up your catalog, you just kind of keep building on what you have, that core following that you have. You know what I'm saying? Like,
yeah.
How has the last, I feel like, well, it's been about what, 9 months since you've been on Empire? A year?
Yeah, about 9 months. 9 months, yeah.
Yeah. So how has that been?
What's this? October? 10 months.
It's crazy. It's October.
10 months. So we going on 10 months, yeah.
How's it been, man? Because like obviously I feel like the music output has been high. And
man, awesome, bro. Like I could see everything, and the thing with Empire that's dope, like they give you the rope. You know what I'm saying? You could either hang yourself with it or climb up it. You know what I mean?
That's some real shit.
And it's like, when you sign with a major label, right? It go like this. You get what I should have did when I signed with the major, I should have took my advance instead of going to do my shit in Shaw. I love cars and shit. Instead of doing that, I should have spent all that money on the music and shit myself and just got the money back from them later. You know what I'm saying?
Because you had to use that budget, and then that budget, you got to pay that back.
Right.
On top of the advance. And
so I should have just took the advance and jump started myself. But see, this the thing between indies and majors. Well, Empire, I don't know all indies, but like Empire, and then I had a situation with Priority. This the thing. Like when you sign with a major, they give you your advance, but you got to have some shit going, or you got to have the entire office convinced for your budget to even open up. You know what I'm saying? So you got to jump through loops and do a gang of shit to even get going in the first place. Even after you sign, after you did all the work and sign.
For them to approve video budgets and
all of this shit, it got to make sense. It's so much shit, so much fucking red tape that you got to cut through. Now with Empire, whatever you fucking sign, whatever your budget is right there. You could go get straight to it immediately. You ain't got to waste no time. Now, if you fuck it off,
that's on you.
That's on you. Now, if you do your thing, then, I mean, naturally, if you're a businessman, you're going to do your thing. So, I mean, that's the great part about Empire. Like, they just let you go.
Well, speak to that, like, because I do think a lot of mistakes that get made is what you just said, right? You got an advance from a major, and maybe you didn't spend it in the smartest way.
Man, I went splurging.
And a lot of people don't realize, like, you know, you get that advance and your music has to make that much money back times whatever your terms are.
Otherwise, the conversations get dry. And
also, otherwise, you're not going to see any money off your music.
Right.
You know what I mean? Like, that's your big nut, and you got to kind of make that shit stretch. You know what I'm saying? So, what was like if you're a young independent artist watching this, what would be some advice you'd give them as far as taking the advance? Or,
I mean, I would say like with the advance, invest it like straight back in yourself. Pay some bills, but invest it straight back into the business. Because at the end of the day, if the music not going and you ain't got nothing cracking in the people's face and marketing and going, like, what that advance mean? Like, you got a chain and some money and some, it means zero. You know what I'm saying? So I would say, like, from my personal experience, I didn't do it. I wish I would have did it. Like, with that specific play. You know what I'm saying? It'd probably be a different situation right now. Take the advance and invest it in yourself. Marketing and promo, videos, digital campaigns. Like, spend it on that, you know what I mean? And make the label open up your budget, or, have them.
Well, and it's also crazy
back.
too, because like once you're on a major label, it seems as if everything gets more expensive.
Everything is more
like,
expensive.
You go into the studio. Like as an independent artist, you go to the studio. I mean, shit, you could book my studio for $60 an hour with an engineer.
Right.
They're gonna put you at Paramount, whatever, and then you'll see the bill on your, and you're like, wait a minute, wait, what?
Yeah.
It's like even the video. It's like, yo, like I was saying, like, bro, you got here doing you.
Exactly.
You know what I'm saying? You got your own video people. This is your city. You know what I'm saying? Right. So I think a lot of people don't realize, like, pay attention to the little details when they do sign. Like, hey, man, not every studio session needs to cost
definitely
$300 an hour.
Because before you know it, you'll be like, they'll send you, or you'll audit the books or ask how much you spent, and they be like, yeah, 1.5 million, and you'd be like, what? Damn, where the fuck did I spend that at? Yeah.
Is that how much you spent?
I spent some money.
You spent some money. I'm assuming. So because like, did you recoup at Roc Nation?
Nah, not all the way.
Did they? But they were cool with just kind of saying, you know what?
So it's basically like
they got your catalog that you dropped over there.
Yeah, and I owe them a few dollars. Not a lot though.
But you could drop freely now without having to.
Yeah, I could do whatever I want.
Hey man, solid on their part.
Yeah. Nah, they like, that's like the thing about like Roc Nation. Like, I never have anything bad to say. Like, it's dope people over here. Like, awesome people.
For sure.
You know what I mean? It's just I feel like I just didn't have my thing all the way figured out. And, like me personally, when I got something figured out, I'm aggressively moving in that direction. So it was kind of like I was in limbo I was like a fish out of water in certain situations, you know what I mean? And but like everybody over there are great. Omar, Sherry, like I said, Emery is my guy. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So
that Emery, I hope one day I could interview Emery and talk about his story, because his story's crazy.
He's
Do you think about like story? I mean, I guess maybe just the perception of what happened. Like he kind of took it on the chin for Hove. You know what I'm saying? So Hove could stay out and do his thing, and then he gets out and he's running Roc Nation. It's so fire.
Yeah.
Shout out to Emery. So you've also been like doing a lot just on the entrepreneur shit. Like you launched obviously you got the shirt on.
Yeah, blue t-shirt.
Blue t-shirts becoming a staple.
Yes, this is like the best shit that I fucking created, bro. I didn't expect it to do what it's been doing, but man, this shit is crazy.
Yeah, for people, I mean, obviously the concept is amazing.
Yeah.
Because, you know, for people who don't know your affiliations, they can Google them. We're not going to talk about them officially, but it's a white shirt with red lettering, but it says this is a blue t-shirt.
Yeah. So, I mean, when I started it, I was sitting in the back of one of my shops and shit, and I'm like, man, I want to start something new. Because the last shit that I had was the way I branded it. It was so limited to my hood at this point. That shit is just a click in my hood at this point. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, man, what can I do universal to, you know, really get the bag and really get through to people without having to explain a long shit on what this is and why you should fuck. Like, this is self-explanatory. Like, however you take it. You know what I'm saying? At the end of the day, it's perception. But, like, you know, so many people fuck with it. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, old white guys, young kids, like old ladies, everybody, like, you know, gravitates to the blue t-shirt shit. And when I dropped it, it went so crazy. Like, I never had sales like that on anything. You know what I'm saying? That shit was crazy.
No, it's dope because, I mean, you got the tattoos, which is fire.
Yeah, true blue.
I just think it's simple. It's simple and it's like clean as fuck to wear. And like you said, like, you know, if someone gets a So Way Out sweater, that's a lot to explain.
You from Broadway.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying? Yeah. Exactly. Like, this is just something where it's like there's probably kids in Oklahoma rocking that shirt right now or some shit. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. And then,
it's definitely, we got a nice little audience out there.
Something that I feel like you've done a good job of doing in LA is working with a wide spectrum of artists here. And I want to say you were kind of like the class before the Ruchis and the Chikes and those guys. You were active before them in the music game, but I kind of feel like you were a part of that initial class that was like not as divided as we've seen LA be in the past.
Yeah, definitely.
And with LA hip hop, there's always politics no matter what happens, right?
Yeah, for sure.
And, you know, we've seen street politics equal artists that want to work with each other, not working with each other in the past.
For sure.
You know what I mean? Like, I remember talking to Q about, like, why you never work with Nipsey, and it's obvious, right?
Yeah.
But at the same time, like, I feel like the new generation of Los Angeles artists, to a higher extent than I've ever seen at least, have done a great job of either putting that stuff to the side and working together or just automatically just tapping in with each other. And obviously there's always going to be some drama, you know what I'm saying? But what is it about LA right now that you feel like has a real united feel to it?
You know, naturally this is the gang city, the gang culture. So like you said, it's, you know, people that I run with might not get along with, you know, people that I want to work with, run with. But what's going on right now is like a lot of the artists that's up and coming not really gang affiliated to a certain extent. You know what I mean?
Right.
A lot of people didn't grow up gang banging or don't really have like the super gang bangers around in the mix. And it's just a lot more players, a lot more people about their money. You know what I'm saying, in the shit, and I think it's dope. You know what I'm saying? I actually was tripping one day when I noticed what was going on. I'm like, shit, everybody working together and it's no problems. You know what I'm saying? Which is like never happened out here. Hopefully it keep going, but
hopefully it keeps going.
It's just like you know, a lot of people able to look past it, and then a lot of people like not wrapped up in the gang shit so deep that, you know, they letting that shit hinder whatever happened. I wish I was that good. You know what I'm saying? I'm tied into the shit. Like, there's certain people I'm never gonna work with. Like, and they might be cool or whatnot, but it's just like where I come from and the shit that I believe in. It's like, you know, or I just gotta just know that a person is genuine. You know what I'm saying? Because I don't want to be doing music with somebody and then later on they cool with me, but they on some shit dissing my hood or something, like, you know. So I think that's what stopped a lot of shit previously, and what's bringing shit together is like motherfuckers not really like.
Yeah, like you'll talk to like kids and they'll be like, yo, like I really didn't grow up that way. My uncles were, or you know, I grew up in that area, but like I wasn't active, so it's a lot easier for me to reach across the aisle and work with, you know.
Exactly. And that's dope. You know what I'm saying? Because a lot of, you know, like over the years, a lot of people from the previous time didn't grow up gangbanging. But, you know, for that image and that certain thing and the surrounding people, like they let that shit hinder shit. Like, you know, I can't really name too many artists from Los Angeles, right? Like even in the last 10 years that actually really grew up gang banging. You know what I'm saying? Like, or in the mix, you know what I'm saying? But, you know, motherfuckers is affiliated and, you know, the image and the people around fuck shit up. You know what I'm saying?
It doesn't hurt record sales for people to believe you're a gang member.
Oh, that shit is great, especially for LA artists. Like, that's what this shit is about. Like, this the land of the gangbang. Here in Chicago, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, it's kind of, you know, also that's unfortunate because, you know, like you said, like I'm sure there's a lot of artists, a lot of people who got wrapped up in some shit they never need to get wrapped up into just for for the clout or the image, you know what I'm saying? And it's like, you know, it is what it is. I was talking to Wack a couple of weeks ago, and he was like definitively like, you know, I could never in good faith tell anybody to get involved in gang shit. You know what I'm saying? I've been there. I took those lumps to be in a position where I could tell people that's not the way to go. Like, I'm assuming you kind of feel similar.
My whole thing with the, you know, how I look at it is because a gang is a community. First of all, like,
who did we just talk to that said gangbanging wasn't necessarily a bad, or being in a gang rather necessarily isn't a bad thing? Yeah, D Smoke just said
that. It's definitely not.
And it doesn't start as that, right?
Yeah, it's definitely not, because the gang is naturally the community. You know what I'm saying? And, you know, everybody from the gang since the beginning of time is not a fucking killer. You know what I'm saying? Or even not people that commit crimes. Like, I got big homies that my whole entire life knowing them, they had jobs and they was family men, but, you know, they was a part of the community and they showed their support, which is necessary, you know what I mean, and helping like younger homies find their way. You know what I'm saying? Now, if everybody from the area just decided to, man, fuck this shit, I ain't talking to nobody, I ain't dealing with, where does that leave the people that come next? You know what I'm saying? So it's like a real thin line, but I definitely wouldn't tell nobody to go kill nobody or go do no shit like that or commit no crimes. I would say, like, all right, if that's where you from, you know, represent where you from, but you don't have to be a fucking gangbanger. You could be a doctor, a lawyer, a fireman, a fucking cop if you want to. You know what I'm saying? But, you know, I wouldn't just say, like, fuck the hood like that. You know what I'm saying?
I would say, like, Crips and Bloods originally started as, like, community organizations, right? Like, you know, like you said, like...
I mean, you know, that's one way to look at it. You know what I'm saying? But, like, when you really think about it, like, it was like just a gang of young dudes, 15, 14, 16, like doing knucklehead shit in the community. You know what I mean? I mean, it didn't start off as some killing shit, like we killing each other, but, you know, it was definitely like always at odds with some type of shit. That's how Crip really started. You know what I mean? Like, it get deep. I don't even want to go into that, but
hey, so let me ask you this, because this is something I had to learn. Head had to teach me this when I first moved to LA. What hats are okay to wear anywhere in LA? I know there's only a few.
LA hat, black LA hat.
A black LA head's always like black LA hat. That's the only one. But you know, like
black LA hat. That's really it.
The Diamondbacks,
like that right there.
Tampa Bay.
Yeah. TB, Santana block. You know what I mean? 20 Bloods. You know what I mean?
Shit.
Yeah.
Are the Arizona Diamondbacks safe?
Look, A's, Avalon, Antis Park, you know.
A black LA hat is the safe bet.
Yeah, black LA hat is probably as neutral as it get. You know what I mean?
At least if you're gonna, in the Valley, I haven't had any issues in the Valley.
Oh yeah, the Valley. Hey, you know what's dope about the Valley? So when I got out of prison and shit in 2014, the end of 2013. I was living in the studio on 108th and Broadway, and somebody got a hold of my social and shit while I was in jail and fucked my
they
credit
was
up.
running your shit
so
up.
Nobody would rent me no apartment. Like my credit was fucked up. So I finally got a spot a day before my homie just got out the feds. Like a day before they took, how many homies was it? 72 homies to the feds.
Wow.
So the day before I got an apartment in the Valley in Sherman Oaks and shit. And basically the Valley is like what kept me out of trouble and in the mix and helped me transition into the music and the business. Cause had I stayed in LA, I probably would have like just been in trouble. Like,
yeah, people don't like, everyone comes, you know, and it's crazy too, because like, you know, I was just talking to D Smoke about this. We were talking about how like a lot of people come to LA and they think it's the place where you come get your packs, you come fucking hit Melrose, and then you end up getting robbed, right?
Right. It's tricky. It looked cute. It looked beautiful out here.
But it's like everyone does the same shit. They come to LA, they rent some nice ass car.
Yeah.
They go to Cookies.
Yeah.
And then they try
videos. I'm out here.
Yeah, they, you know, and it's like, and then on the other end, there's people who move. Everyone moves to the Valley. I feel like everyone is either in North Hollywood, like
for sure.
They're over here. But
this is the Valley where it's at.
This is not LA though.
Right. No, it's not.
People don't realize that. Like, and I think that's like you could be comfortable wearing a lot of shit in the Valley. I'm not saying that, you know, there's some areas over here, shit in North Hollywood that are sketch. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, they got some gangster spots.
You know, Pacoima, obviously, Van Nuys, but I feel like a lot of people don't realize like the level of comfort to just walk freely wearing certain shit is not the same over on this side of the mountain,
right?
As it is in actual LA.
This is the free world right here, basically. The Valley, like it was like when I got over here, bro, it was like a culture shock. You know what I'm saying? Like I always stayed like on the outskirts of the city, but my whole life always been, you know, something centered in the hood, spots, whatever's going on, whatever we doing, like. So when I came here, it was like, damn, this shit is smooth. You know what I mean? I had the time to like really just figure myself out and figure my thing out. But, you know, LA, for motherfuckers that don't know, like LA is basically when you cross, I ain't even gonna say Olympic, Pico, south of Pico, that's LA. You know what I mean?
That's where,
like north of Pico, like that's not really, that's like, it's nice. Melrose don't even count as LA. That's like, it's West Hollywood.
At the moment, are you still living in LA or are you in the Valley now?
Well, I got spots in both.
Okay.
I got a spot in the Valley and a spot in LA.
I was gonna say like,
well, not in LA. I got a spot in fucking West Hollywood.
Right.
Yeah.
West Hollywood's hot right now.
Yeah.
Everybody getting robbed over there, boy. You see the video of the guy?
Hey,
you seen the video of the guy in the LaMelo Ball jersey?
Yeah.
And they tried to run up on him, and he
served him.
Oh,
yeah.
I was like, yo.
Bro, it's wild because I feel like that influx of money, that influx of cash in the ghetto, like it was like I wasn't around when crack came out, but I heard stories. I'm thinking maybe this was similar, like everybody had 100,000, 200,000, 80,000.
Everyone was hitting legs.
And then everybody discovered Melrose, and now the money is gone. It's like, all right, we over here
hitting
snatching
legs.
shit. Yeah.
You know, it's crazy during the pandemic, like you said, like that EDD money that PPP shit was booming.
That shit was awesome, man. I hear a lot of people talking shit and talking down on people that did it, but it's like, bro, if a nigga was broke, you'll be talking down on them too. Yeah. Oh, you broke ass niggas. Ooh, I'm happy EDD. I'll be hearing niggas saying bitch ass shit like that, but it's like, bro, like, what is motherfuckers to do? He ain't selling crack to your mama. You know
I can't wait to see like in like 10, 15, 20 years, like the documentary about the PPP EDD shit. Big, it's going to be crazy. It's like an era. Like everyone was riding crazy. Everyone got ice.
Right.
There's people like I know for a fact were like dead ass broke, and then like 90
got
days.
To ball out, yeah.
I'm like, what the fuck? You're driving a fucking Bentley? What happened?
Yeah.
Like,
yeah.
No. Possibly.
I don't think it was just that easy to bust EDD like that. It was just too easy. You feel me?
Nah,
it was pretty easy,
like
man.
Everything was, you got to think about it. The world was froze. Like,
I'm
people
not
going to work or anything.
I was tempted to, you know, I had friends who were like, bro, you got an LLC. Yo, I'm telling you,
hey, look,
you could get like $100K. And I'm like, but I'm good, dog.
All right, look. So look, that's crazy you say that. I got like 4 LLCs, right? Well, I got a little more than that now, but at the time I had 4 LLCs, and like I signed up for one,
Right.
and got approved for 90G. I didn't even take it though. I'm like, man, I don't even really need that shit. And then I read the stipulations, all my shit legit. I'm like, man, I'm not about to be checking in and nobody for no fucking 90Gs. Like, fuck that
Yeah, it was
shit.
tempting though.
I wanted to, but
Because I just opened
It wasn't that serious.
I just opened the studio in February of 2020, and then the pandemic hit. I mean, our shit was booming because all the studios closed. Or at least the major studios closed.
Yeah.
But we never closed. I was like, I don't give a fuck. I just opened this shit. I invested a lot of my own money into this place. We don't have a storefront. People don't even.
Music not stopping.
Yeah. So we thrived in the pandemic, but it was definitely when there's that much money and it's that easy to get, it's hard to say no to, which is why I understand why a lot of people did it. But like he said, I mean, a lot of people going to jail now.
Right.
A lot of people going to jail, man.
Right. And then I thought about it too, like, all right, I'll do one of these. Like, fuck that, bro. Like,
Yeah,
I'm
nah,
good.
you were smart,
Like,
man.
I don't want to fucking another car note. I already got like 4 of them motherfuckers. That's basically what that would have been. You know what I'm saying?
People are like, yo, just get a new whip.
Yeah.
You say you have a car's like your weakness. What is like your prized possession vehicle that you have?
Right now, probably the Vet, the C8.
Is that the new one?
Yeah.
It's the same one Freddie Gibbs probably has then.
Yeah. He got an orange one.
He's
I
got the
a blue
orange one, yeah. Yours is blue, obviously. Yeah, that makes sense. Yeah, that thing is like the new Corvette, because like a Corvette went from like being like you could get like a fire one for like 75,000, and the new joints are like north of 100, and they're
it's marked up.
they're fire though.
Yeah.
It's like you're driving a fucking Lambo. It feels like.
Yeah, it's definitely a fun car, but I'm already thinking about a couple other vehicles that I want in the next few months. I'm like holding back from. I be spending too much money, man.
I mean, cars are not the most wise investment.
Yeah. So I'm holding back, but I want to get I've been thinking about getting a Maybach, the new Maybach.
Oh, yeah, I've seen them.
Yeah, the 21 Maybach and like an M8. You know what I'm saying?
Oh yeah, you're crazy.
And then be my next.
You just-
Then be my 2 vehicles.
Bro,
I fuck around.
Just go buy a house in Santa Clarita and rent it out to someone. That's much better place to put your money.
Right. So that's what I said. I said I gotta at least get like this in 2022. I gotta get at least like 2 properties before I do any like income property though.
Yeah.
Like a warehouse. I need a compound because
Yeah.
I rent all these houses and record in. I need to get a compound and
Bro,
probably
get a studio.
a building.
You should just get one spot where you have your studio. You buy all your machinery to make your own shit.
Exactly.
Cut out the middleman,
Yeah.
man. And then once you make all that money back, then go get the Maybach.
Yeah.
You don't need a Maybach, man. That's just
I feel like I do.
I know you do, but you don't,
Oh.
bro. I be having this conversation with my wife all the time. I'm like, listen, our cars are paid off. We're good. Like, if that's what these bitches stops working, we're good.
Right.
The only car I'm gonna fuck off is the Tesla truck, the Cybertruck. Whenever
that Cybertruck look crazy.
that will be the stupid purchase I make.
That Cybertruck is crazy, but like, bro, it's about 30 cars I want, bro. I got a problem.
Yeah, it sounds like it.
So I need to drop a few more projects and shit. You know what I'm saying?
I was gonna say, like, when you drop music now, like, is the first of all, have you noticed like a difference in the money you make versus being independent versus, you know, because how many projects did you drop on Roc Nation? Was it 2?
2, yeah.
And then you just dropped something.
And I had about I record so much, bro. And
Were you able to keep those songs?
Projects. I mean, I got them, but they sound like from that time. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I hear you.
So it's like,
you know what though? That's something that artists do a lot is that they'll have songs that are old to them but are still fucking fire.
Yeah. I probably need somebody to come through and listen to that shit like this,
that shit happens all the time. I like hear, like, I remember Ty Dolla $ign played me his album like 2 years ago. And it was like the greatest shit I ever fucking heard. And he didn't put it out for like a year and a half, and then it came out and it was still good because he's Ty. But I was like,
swapped out.
I hit him. I was like, bro, what happened to that? Like, the album you played me would have won you a Grammy. Like,
Yeah.
Ah, man, that shit, man. I'm like, bro, that it's
It'd be like that when you in there listening to it so much.
for sure.
Critiquing shit, and it get like that.
Shit, your own shit gets played out to you before the world even hears it.
For sure.
Yeah.
For sure.
You record a lot now? Like, are you often?
Hell yeah. I keep a studio, some speakers, and interface everywhere I'm at my house, at the studio house,
right?
Anywhere I got a studio in Oceanside and shit.
Hey, what up, man? We got to interrupt the interview real quick to tell you about our family at Odd Socks. Now, when I be riding for Odd Socks so hard, man, it's because I really love the product. They got the most comfortable socks in the fucking world. I got a pair of Odd Socks Basics on right now. Go get those. They got the socks, WWE joints, you know what I'm saying? Shout out to The Undertaker, Pepsi, motherfucking, really whatever you need. Some weed socks, Nickelodeon. But really, they got the draws now, ladies and gentlemen. I'm holding a pair of Tapatio underwear right now. You want some Pop-Tarts on your dick? Pop-Tart draws. And these motherfuckers are so comfortable. Like, man. So listen, you got to go to oddsocksofficial.com and use the promo code, the discount code Bootleg Kev at oddsocksofficial.com. You'll save 20% off underwear, the most comfortable socks in the world. Crazy licenses. Not only they got the WWE, they got the Scarface, they got the Street Fighter, they got the Nickelodeon, they got it all. So make sure you hit that website, oddsocksofficial.com. Save 20% off with the promo code Bootleg Kev. All right? Go do that. Shout out to Odd Socks. Let's get back to the interview. Oceanside?
Yeah.
Oh, nice. Oceanside's fire.
Yeah. So
what brought you over there?
Somebody I do business with. Yeah, one of my business partners.
It's a vibe over there.
Yeah.
Oceanside is it's like I've only gotten In-N-Out burger there, but my sister wants
the In-N-Out. Soon as you pull up in that, welcome to Oceanside, then it's In-N-Out.
Yeah. It's just like where I stop and get food on my way to go DJ at Flux in San Diego.
It's a dope little beach city. I heard it used to be slummy and shit. Now it's nice. You know what I mean?
But military city. Yeah.
So the company that I'm with, that I partners in, Urban Water, we basically got water in all the hotels and
it's a water company.
Oceanside. Yeah.
Wow, that's big.
I got to get you some water and shit.
Please.
Some cases come through.
Not essential.
Yeah, we got much better water than that right there.
It's called Urban Water Company.
Yeah.
So what's the
UW?
Well, like what's the? Everyone has a like. What's special about your water? The pH levels, or is it just good water? I mean, I don't know.
It's like
there's
awesome
water snobs.
So
bro.
we got spring water, alkaline water, CBD water. Well, the CBD water is like just for us, basically.
Yo, there's some fucking THC water that I saw at the dispensary, and I was like, who the fuck is stupid enough to drink a fucking
be high as shit,
bro? Because you can't get rid of that high,
right?
When you eat an edible or you drink
bro,
it.
Let me tell you a story about an edible, bro, that saved my life. Like, if I didn't eat this edible, bro, we wouldn't be sitting here having this interview. It wouldn't be no G Perico, nothing. So, I could talk about it. This is fucking 12 years ago, right? So we was about to go hit a lick, basically.
Okay.
And I'm not a robber or a jacker or any of that shit. I'm like a hustler, player, pimp, you know what I'm saying? Gangster, like, that's my thing. You know what I'm saying? I know how to hustle it up. But, so I was already out of my lane, you know what I mean? But at the time, like, I was down, you know what I mean? Just took a loss and shit. So we go scope the shit out and shit. And it's like a dispensary. Before they was popping up everywhere.
Right.
So every dispensary that was around that time was booming. So we go in, check it out. And dude give me a fucking a peanut butter, like oatmeal type cookie. That's an edible though, right? And we hadn't stopped and got nothing to eat. We just been on one all day, so I'm hungry as fuck. I knocked the cookie back. It was
whole
good,
thing, the
right?
whole cookie.
Knocked the whole cookie back, right? By the time we get back to the hood, I'm tweaking. I can't sit still. I'm like, I'm thinking too much. I'm looking at everybody, my mouth white and shit. I'm like, fuck, I'm tripping, right? So I try to lay down. We finally got food. I couldn't even eat. Niggas like, gee, you acting weird, bro. I'm like, I know, this fucking edible. So long story short, they leave out the door, go to hit the lick. I ain't seen them niggas since then.
Oh, shit.
And this was about 12 years ago. I ain't seen them niggas since. Ain't heard from them or nothing.
Wow.
You know what I mean? So the edible saved me.
Who knows what happened?
Yeah.
And who knows what happened to you?
The edible saved me, man.
Damn.
Straight up. Yup.
I had a time where I had an edible that I was only supposed to have like an eighth of, but I did the same thing.
Yeah.
It was so fire, and I ate the whole fucking edible.
I was tweaking.
Bro, I was hallucinating. I was it was like I was like going to a concert, and I was supposed to interview both the artists at the concert. So I eat the edible, and the first it was a Yellow Wolf and Ritz concert. So Ritz is one of my close homies, and so I eat the edible. I don't feel nothing, right? So I'm on the bus. I do the interview, whatever. I'm like, man, I ate edible. I don't feel shit, bro. I'm chilling. You know what I'm saying? She's like, cool. I'm about to go on stage. So we go out. We go into the show, and as soon as this fool goes on stage,
kicked in,
bro. Like
heavy.
I couldn't move my legs, bro. My legs felt like I'm like with my boy, and I'm like, bro, I can't walk. My legs feel like they're planted into the ground. And then everyone in the concert, I could hear everyone's conversation. Like I could it's probably 1,000 people at this show. I could look across the room and like hone in on someone having a conversation at the bar in the middle of a concert happening and hear exactly what the fuck they're saying. Like I had superpowers, bro.
Shit, huh?
Yo, then I look up on stage, Ritz is performing, and next to him, there's an animated Garfield the cat, like a statue with slot machine eyes going through like with dollar signs in his eyes. And I start freaking the fuck out. And then like everything that could have happened that made my life if you were tripping, all the weird shit that could have actually happened in front of you that night actually happened. Like some Native American dude like walked up on me and started freaking out, like asking me for my photo and started telling me like about his tribe and shit. And this dude was like native, like fucking had all kinds of fucking shit on his head.
Yeah.
And I was like, I didn't think he was real. So I was telling my boy, I'm like, do you see this? In front of the guy. I'm like, do you see this motherfucker right in front of me? The guy's like, hello, I'm right here. And I'm like, are you real? Bro, I was puking. It was
never again.
That was the last time I did it. I've done edibles in like very small doses, but like that night, and then there was a night me and Freddie did, we were in Texas, and I did shrooms and an edible, and he did shrooms. And I thought they were.
Shrooms is the shit though.
No, for sure. Yeah, I got some shrooms for if you need them. But no, I did shrooms and an edible. We were Freddie Gibbs went out there to do Joe Rogan in Austin, so I went with him, and we went to a comedy show, and I was like, you know what, Joe Rogan's coming. I started doing shrooms because of Joe Rogan. I was like, Fred, let's eat some fucking shrooms. So we fucking each take we eat a lot of fucking shrooms. Yeah. But I had also eaten a lot of edibles. Like I was just on some fucking shit. I was out of town. I was drinking. I was eating edibles.
Party up.
Bro, the worst. It was like the most paranoid, freaked out night of my life, bro. We're in this fucking bar on 6th, and I thought that these dudes were going to kill Fred. I was like, he says some shit in my ear like, hey. And this all happened. Yo, watch the motherfuckers over there, man.
Fred is a fucking wild man.
Bro, and you know when he's drunk, he's a wild man.
What?
He's drunk and on shrooms.
Super.
And so he's like, yo, I'm going to go peep the back door of this bar, make sure we got an exit route. And I'm like, so he's telling me that there's some dudes like eyeing him, right? Yeah. And we're in Texas. I don't know nobody in fucking Texas. And all I could think of was, fuck, we're going to die like Pop Smoke died. We're going to die like Pop Smoke died. And I'm going to be with this motherfucker, and I might die too. Bro, I'm like losing my fucking mind. And I'm like, Brian Moses, who's our homie, who's a comedian. I'm like, bro, did he just tell me to look out? And this guy's not doing shit. I'm supposed to be like his muscle. I'm like, it's me and him and a girl. Yeah. And I'm like, so it's on me to like, I'm fucking tripping balls. How am I supposed to help in this? If we get into some shit, I'm in no use here. It was a terrible night. But yeah, edibles for me after that night, I'm good. Shrooms are amazing.
No to edibles. Shrooms is the shit.
You fuck with shrooms?
Yeah. I took too many shrooms one day though. I took too many shrooms. I'm in the shower, right? And I said I'm gonna stop taking them, bro, because I see how people get spacey off of that shit. Yeah. Right. I'm in the shower and I got the face towel in my hand. And I looked down at it, and I was like, man, people treat me just like this face towel. You know what I'm saying? Just use me and throw me on it. You know what I'm saying? I'm like, wait, hold up, bro. I'm fucking tripping.
Yeah, nah. You know, shrooms, They change. I mean, people lie. If you do that, have you heard of doing a hero's dose?
A hero's dose. How much is that?
It's supposed to be at least the eighth, but I think it's 2/8.
Yeah, I've done hero dose. Yeah, if that's what that is, an eighth. Yeah,
I think it's 2/8.
that's a lot.
And it's supposed to be like the changing your life amount of shrooms.
Yeah.
Like you do it and you just like work through all the problems in your life.
Yeah.
Like it's
Yeah, it kind of make you a little too calm sometimes for me. Like I don't like being that calm. Like
what got you into doing shrooms? Because most rappers are very they think it's like meth. Like if I bring up like, hey, you do shrooms, a lot of rappers be like, what the fuck is wrong with you, bruh? I'm like, bro, it's not. I didn't ask if you smoke crack.
So I walked in the studio one night. Well, I had been seeing it around and shit. I walked in the studio one night with my partners and shit. They big dudes too. And everybody in there got sunglasses on and shit, right? And I'm like, damn, what's going on in this motherfucker, right? And I'm used to being around, like I grew up on the east side.
Right.
Like I'm used to motherfuckers being on coke, all the whole shit. So I'm like, damn, maybe everybody up in here on blow or something, right? And like somebody said something and everybody just started laughing and it just turned in. It was like super quiet. I guess people was quiet because I walked in and I'm like the sober guy.
You're not on their level.
Yeah. And then they said something, everybody started laughing and they like, yeah, we on shrooms, woo woo. So I took a little piece and I was scared though. Took like a super small piece, didn't feel anything. So like as months progressed and shit, like I'd be taking more and more. And then that last time I took so much, like I was fucking tripping. It was awesome though, but I don't think I could be that cool.
Have you heard of DMT?
Nah.
So DMT is like, that's the closest thing to looking like smoking crack. But it's a molecule that your brain produces when you're born and when you're dead. So when you die, DMT gets released. When you're born, it gets released. So there's a frog that sweats DMT that's based in Arizona in the desert, right?
Right. So they take it off a frog.
So, and then they obviously in the Amazon, the frog's there as well. But you smoke DMT, you have to freebase it though. So you literally have to smoke it from.
I'm out.
You literally have to smoke it from a crack pipe. Obviously there's no crack, but it is like you smoke DMT, you hit the pipe, and then you're just gone for 15 minutes in another planet.
Yeah, I'm good.
And people say that like it expands your mind to like realize like how small in the world you are. Like it opens like a portal to like
fuck that. Cause it's like once certain people get too smart and then they just like like it's they purpose in life and things that they need to do just like I feel like
I mean, if you've done a lot of shrooms, you might be down for DMT though.
Yeah,
in the right setting.
I'm kind of like not like super heavy on shrooms. Like I done tried them a couple times, did a lot one time, and was like, yeah, I'm kind of cool, but like I don't, bro. I feel like that shit just. I like grew up around drug addicts. I'm from the ghetto. You know what I'm saying?
Shrooms aren't addictive.
Everybody is a fucking addict to something. Alcohol, crack,
for sure.
Coke. Weed is like weed is nothing. That shit don't do.
I feel like weed and shrooms are the same as far as like.
So it's like, bro, certain drugs that take you somewhere and open your mind up and bring you somewhere. I feel like it kind of like still your passion for whatever you're trying to do. Like you just fine with existing. However, that's just me from the outside looking in at certain people that I know. Like that just found that special place in the world, like and just happy and cool and fuck that. Like I still need my
motivation.
I'm tripping like fuck this. We got to get this done, and you know what I mean. I need that.
Talk about your relationship with Greedo because you obviously I know Greedo's got 12,000 songs that no one's heard yet.
Free my boy Greedo. So me and Greedo got a whole project together.
Right.
So when Greedo was cause Greedo been out for a long time.
Yeah, he's been doing this thing for a long time.
He been out for a long time, but when he started blowing up as Greedo and like motherfuckers was owning, you know what I mean? I remember he was talking that shit. Yeah, I just did 12 songs today. Ooh, I did 20 songs today. So I'm like, the next time we get in the studio, like, I'm competitive. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's how the G Worthy project came about. But we'll talk about that. But like, when we get in the studio, I'm like, man, this motherfucker not about to run circles around me in here. You know what I'm saying? So every time a beat came on, I'm trying to rush in the booth because he hear the beat and he just casually walks in the booth and comes out in 5 minutes with the shit done. You know what I'm saying? So when everything come on, I'm rushing in there. You know what I mean? And we at the end of the night, we ended up with a project. One of the songs came out on First. Good job, First. Yeah. FKI First.
Shout out to the homie First.
He dropped one of the songs that we did that night. And we still probably got about like 15 songs in my computer and shit. Probably drop some more of that shit, but that's basically what that was.
So his creative process is, have you ever seen anyone record that fast? Because I mean, from what
TK, and it's tight, no.
TK was telling me, like, the amount of songs he has, it's insane.
Yeah.
Like, it's almost like you don't believe it until you see like, damn, this guy's drops music, like he's still out. He's a fucking
machine. I think he just learned how to just have a conversation, not like he just learned how to be like one with the music, if that makes sense. Like, cause like I know for sure he's not thinking hard about nothing. The beat come on, he talking shit, yeah, woo, 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 walk in and then walk back out. Like, you know what I'm saying? The only time I seen him like pressure, and that ain't even pressure, was like when he pressing the engineer, like, get my shit sounding right, woo, woo, like, you know what I'm saying? But outside of that, he like, that nigga's like water. Like, he just.
When are you, the joint project that you're sitting on, is there any sort of idea when that's gonna?
We've been talking about it.
Because he's on your album, what, a couple times, right?
Yeah, he on there. He called me one day and shit. And he like, man, put out some of that shit. And I thought about it. So I took Jay Nori actually took a piece from one of the joints and mixed it into Too Sexy. And we just had a conversation and shit. We was talking. I'm like, I'm gonna record it. You know what I'm saying? And we just talking shit. And I chop pieces from the conversation and put them inserts on certain songs and shit. You know what I mean?
How's he doing? How's his spirit?
Bro, he better than me. Put it like that.
Wow.
He not stressing. He popping that shit. He talking like he out on the streets. You know what I'm saying? So I know when he get out, he not gonna have a problem getting straight back into it. Like, he like a special one of a kind type motherfucker. Like, I ain't never seen nobody like him. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I thought one of the doper moments that I saw, kind of the original verses, was him and RJ, and nobody got hurt at the Novo.
Yeah, that was fire. That was fire. That was super fire. And he woke my game up about a lot of shit too.
Like what?
Just basically like just me being like back to like being a fucking gangbanger from the streets. Like, sometimes the mentality of that carry over into this, but this ain't that and that ain't this. You know what I'm saying? So like being able to differentiate the two, you know what I'm saying, is real difficult. That's why you don't see a lot of artists like myself or with the background like myself cracking or on the scene. It's because
they let the other shit bleed into this shit and they're separate.
It's too fucking real. You know what I'm saying? And it took a while for me to understand that, bro, this is entertainment. All these niggas doing this shit, these niggas cripping extra hard and blooding extra hard. It's a costume. It's for the, you know what I'm saying? So like, and me coming from the real life and like shedding blood for this shit, sweat, tears, years of my life, you know what I'm saying? Actually putting in work for this shit and like living it. It's like, you know, that part of me, it's hard to turn that part of me off and accept.
They're separate.
Yeah, accept the entertainment aspect of it. Like, motherfuckers acting super hard and like they this and that, you know what I'm saying? So that's why a lot of like real ones not in the mix, you know what I'm saying? So I just been learning how to accept it, you know what I'm saying? And you know,
that was probably hard, like, because you
very
know,
difficult.
You get into the hip hop world, and like you said, there's a lot of perceived gangsters involved.
Yeah,
but it's separate,
right?
It's like, look, there's the entertainment industry, And then there's the other shit. And it's hard to mix the both and make it because, I mean, really you're more of a target when you become a public figure. You know what I mean?
For sure.
You're more of like, you know, I mean, shit. All the Rico shit that's happening, all the fucking...
Bro, that shit is so fucking spooky, bro.
Bro, it's insane.
They could just snatch you up and say that you doing some, if they feel like it, say you doing some criminal shit. Like, what successful artist or successful businessman really has time to run a functioning street gang or a street activity? Like, now, if you got ties to this shit, you can't help that. Like, and then 9 times out of 10, you're not gonna turn your back on your people. So, like, my presence in the street life right now with my homies and shit is just for sheer motivation. And like, bro, we need to be doing this, and this. Fuck that. It's no life into the shit that's been going on for. I just told my homie the other day, bro, like, one of my young homies, like, bro, you're not gonna be special or do anything different, or you're not gonna be who you wanna be doing the same shit that been going on in the hood for the last 50 years. You know what I'm saying? Like, bro, we got homies from since 60s, 70s that kill niggas and do the crazy shit and go to jail forever. Like, what makes you think that you gonna stand out and be special doing the same exact shit and we know the outcome, bro?
Yeah, you already seen this movie play out. There's people who did this for you to show you, like, yeah.
Bro, it's decades of seeing it, though. Bro, we got hundreds of homies, maybe 1,000 homies in jail with life and, like, that wish they wouldn't have did this shit. So it's like, bro, and that's why my transition into this shit, like, sometimes it's difficult, but when I look at that, it's like, all right, I could be doing this and be stuck in and out of prison. Who wants to do that? Who gives a fuck about that? You know what I'm saying? It's like, all right, do something different. What can I bring different to the hood? So my presence is bringing that different shit and making it cool. Like, all right, let's do music. Let's do clothes. All right, you
water.
You don't rap, or water. You don't rap. All right. You don't even want to be in the entertainment shit. Okay, it's real estate. It's other business shit.
Yeah.
Like, and it's fine. You still a homie. You still cool. Like, fuck what niggas talking about. You know what I'm saying?
You know what it is, man? I think a lot of it is feeling like you, everyone is guilty of
trying to fit in
and being and feel like they're included.
And I had a difficult time with that shit when I came into this because, you know, naturally I'm in the forefront of all the ignorant shit. Mm-hmm. And then when I transition over, now I'm missing it and I'm not there. And then it's people saying slick shit when I ain't around. Like, that shit was very difficult transitioning over and being able to accept it. But it's like, once you get over into the transition, it's all worth it because motherfuckers gonna follow success and want to be like success regardless. You know what I'm saying?
Was it hard also to ignore when you hear someone saying some wild shit?
Very fucking difficult, bro.
Because you got a lot to lose while the motherfucker probably talking crazy ain't got shit to lose.
Bro, very difficult. And I had to realize that, like, all right, my contribution to the area, like, has always been 1 million from the jump. You know what I'm saying? Like, I keep spots for homies to go to and shit for people to go to. So 9 times out of 10, somebody lending a negative opinion about me ain't even had any contribution to the area in a positive or a negative way, like in any type of way that makes a difference anyway. But yeah, that shit was like super difficult for me to, I hear all that shit, you know what I'm saying? And at first it was super difficult to turn the other cheek because I'm used to the action, like, nigga, what's happening? But bro, I work entirely too hard. And
you got a lot more to lose, man.
And it's not only me.
Yeah,
it's like
a lot of people
my
depend
partner
on you.
that's working with me, and he putting in these fucking hours with me. You know what I'm saying? And other people that believe in me and might be invested, and they got families, and so it's bigger than me at this point. So for me to go backwards and do some dickhead shit, not only like fuck letting people down, I'm fucking people shit up. You know what I'm saying? And you know, people could be anywhere. This is a big world. Like, there's so many different ways to make money, and like, the music game is like worse than the fucking lotto. You'll win the lotto before you fucking be big in this shit. You know what I'm saying? So, you know, I think about that too. Like,
that's some real shit. There's so many rappers. I don't know. I think of Spotify, there's like I forget how many songs a week get uploaded. It's something ridiculous.
Close to it's a few 100,000.
It's a lot.
Yeah.
And you got to think like, okay.
And being able to cut through that, like to even be in the top couple hundred people or the top 1,000 people, like that's fucking huge. You know what I'm saying?
It's almost impossible.
Right.
Yeah. Talk about the G Worthy shit.
G Worthy. Oh yeah. So the G Worthy, that was another night that was crazy. So when we walked in the studio, and I was like, I had like a cold. So I got NyQuil trying to like open my shit up. You know what I mean? And as soon as I walk in, this was the first night I met Cardo. We've been talking on the phone and shit. You know, Cardo, he up on everything new that's up and coming. Anything that's a thing, like he just got some sense on how to like, oh yeah, that's so he up on everything new. So this was my first time in it, just meeting him. As soon as we walk in, jokes, bagging.
Right.
Feel like we've been knowing each other
Forever,
for years, bros. You know what I mean? And Jay Worthy had already started on a song. So the competitiveness in me woke up inside. I'm hot. Oh, this nigga. What? All right. So now it's like we basically, in my mind, I didn't say it out loud. I don't know what he was thinking, but every time something come on, I'm trying to get on there first. That's why sometimes you hear him first, sometimes you hear me first. That's like at that time I was still writing my raps. And then while we doing this, Cardo, Polyester, Diamond Ortiz, they over there making the beats. So we did all that shit in one night.
One night.
And then the next day we did the album cover. You know what I'm saying?
Wow.
So this was like a one night process. You know what I mean? And we was just all in there, we joking, having a good time, but just the aggressive, competitive spirit was also there. And that shit was, till this day, that's like some of my top streaming shit. That's what everybody, a lot of people love.
Cardo's had a great run, just doing full projects with people and running it up. Larry, he just dropped something with Larry June, right? Last Friday.
Yeah, Cardo was amazing, man. There's something about him, man.
Yeah, Cardo. I think he's underappreciated too. We talk about the best producers.
Yeah,
he's up
Cardo
there.
Definitely up there.
He's up there for sure. Who are you a fan of right now in LA that you're maybe not, did you just, not anybody who's maybe under you, but just someone who you just can acknowledge, like, man, I really fuck with their shit?
I mean, I'm enjoying the whole LA scene right now. Like, I love what Rumble, like.
Rumble's fire.
Like Rumble, like definitely like Draco came and changed the game. You know what I'm saying? And then I feel like Rumble is taking it to like adding his twist on it. You know what I'm saying? And got everybody rapping like him. Like, I love what Rumble doing. I love what Draco doing. I love what Rucci and Shike doing. I love what man, it's so many people like right now on the come up that's out here fire. OGZ killing. You know what I mean? I hate starting to name names because I leave someone out.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Fair. But like I'm really a fan of the whole city. You know what I'm saying? Like I'm for the just LA shit. Like I'm like a diehard LA nigga. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. It's crazy. Like Draco, like the output he has is also insane.
Yeah.
I don't even know how many he got out last year. We interviewed him like a week after he got out.
I don't even think he's been out for a year yet.
No, he hasn't. And he's put out 6 albums. It's fucking insane. It's like, Jesus, man. The guy's, it's a lot. I hope him and, we're going to have Chike and Rucci up here next. I hope they figure out their issues, because I was like the first.
Everybody make more money that way.
Hey, for sure.
Yeah.
What is next for you, man?
I got a few things up my sleeve, you know what I mean? But more music, another project. So like with everything that I've been dropping, I ain't even really spent no money on marketing at all. So the top of the year, we just going crazy, heavy marketing. I'm opening up, I'm spending the budget, you know what I mean? It's top of the year. So we just gonna finish off the year, probably another project or two. I got so
another
much
collab project besides the Greedo. Do you have any other artists you want to try to collab with on?
Yeah, it's a few people that I'm working on and working with. You know what I mean? That's gonna be dope when we announce it and shit. You know what I'm saying? So I mean, next year I just want to just level everything up, and then I've been shooting these short films and shit. So I got a couple short films that I'm about to drop.
Oh, fire!
Yeah, I want to get into the acting. I did a couple movies. I did like 2 movies last year. I did a movie this year. You know what I mean? Like some actual real movies.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Are you getting like what kind of roles are you getting like typecasted as like the gangster guy?
The first shit I did was it was typecast. And they had me being, I kind of hated it because it's like, you got me playing the LA dude. Like I'm like the epitome of LA gangster. Like, you don't got to tell me what to say. Or anything. Like,
I know what to do.
Yeah. I'm going to give you the raw, uncut shit. But like the last movie that I did was, and I think it might turn into a TV series. So I'm going to be a reoccurring character.
Even better.
Yeah. Vanessa Del Rio, which is like one of the first ethnic porno stars ever. Like before her, it was nothing but white girls and shit. She like Afro-Latina from out the 70s, like was doing like crazy porn and shit.
I have to do some research.
So yeah, I'm in her biopic. And
oh shit.
Yeah.
Oh, that's fire.
Yeah, I'm in her biopic. It's like some pictures floating around the net. They promoting the movie where I got the afro and the bell bottoms and shit.
So that might be that's the one that might end up being a series?
Yeah.
That's fire.
Yeah.
Hey, that's an interesting story.
Yeah, so I'm in there doing my thing, you know what I mean? And
in bell bottoms.
Yeah, I'm in there doing my thing. And then the shit that I'm working on, like I got a couple movies that's like typecast, and then I got some, that I want to expand on cause I really want to do this acting shit, bro. Like, you know what I mean?
Yeah, now we just watched the D Smoke video the other day. You were in it. That was the longest video I've seen in a long time.
Yeah, that was fun when we did that video too. That was good.
Yeah, everybody was there. You, RJ, him. I was like, this is fire. Like, what's your like relationship? Did you have a relationship with D Smoke prior to him? Obviously, getting the notoriety from being on the show.
Yeah. So D Smoke actually boxed at Broadway Boxing Gym, and that's where my studio was under there, and then my first store was also up under there. So I met him like years before he blew up, and I didn't even know he was talented, like, or sung or anything. I just know he was a boxer nigga that fucked niggas up. You know what I'm saying? Right. And I remember he had a boxing match, like one day that I had a pop up down there and shit, and he kicked somebody's ass. You know what I mean? And then I don't know if they want us to say this yet, but me, D Smoke, and David Gross actually own that building now.
Oh, congrats!
And the boxing gym. Spoiler alert! I hope they not mad at me.
That's fire.
Yeah, so we
She bought the building.
So yeah, and we own Broadway Boxing. So it came with a business.
So
Broadway
now you and
gym.
D Smoke are business partners.
Yep.
Oh, that's fire, man.
Yep. And the crazy thing, we was speaking on it, like, bro, like if the opportunity ever present itself, I love to own that building. He like, me too. And the opportunity presented itself like 60 days later.
Wow.
And we in there, you know what I mean? So
that building that means a lot to both of you guys.
Yeah, super. Cause I changed my whole life right there in that building. Like from the Valley to 108th every day.
Wow.
So that's where I transitioned into, all right, out of having to do criminal shit, like, all right, and now I'm creating opportunities for people in the area, you know what I mean?
Congrats, man. That's huge.
Yeah.
Well, look, that's a nice investment. That's not that's not a Maybach.
Yeah, it's a super dope investment. So, and that's why I say I want to get me a Maybach now.
He's like, yo, I made a good one. Now let me get this bad one. Let me get my Maybach.
But yeah, I'm definitely gonna looking to grab other properties and shit. Like I got like a nice. I think this is the first time in my life like I got a like serious future plan, and it's actually like beyond possible, but the numbers is so big and crazy. Like it's like I'm in a great position right now. You know what I'm saying?
Man, congratulations. Looking forward to the new music.
Yeah.
And man, thanks for pulling up.
Man, thanks for having me.
Boom.